Hello, this is Alejandro and William Isley from Unlock Clarity, and welcome to the Spanglish World Networks on Single TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the Single TV app on the respective App Store on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. The app is free and available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today, we are back. This is good, William. How are you?
I'm good. The delay is going to be interesting.
Okay, I see a little delay with you, but at least we are back in the program, and thank you everyone for being here with us today. The program today, we are going to be talking about the optimistic alchemist, turning challenges into gold. And this is something very important. We have been working and talking a lot about masculinity and how we can improve everything in our lives, and this enters like not specifically on the energetic masculinity, because this is something for that we can have in every area, but we are going to be framing during the next 20 minutes about this topic. So any comment to say, William?
Not today. I'm just going to point out the elephant in the room. The flicker behind me is very distracting. Technical challenges, yay, we love them.
So that's part of life also, and at the end, this program is being recorded live, so we are here right now, and that's one of the things that maybe can happen when we are live. So but it's okay. So the first part, the first topic that we want to talk is about the understanding the alchemist within, and what do we mean with that. If you have heard or read or something about Napoleon Hill, he's very famous about his book Think and Grow Rich, and one of the philosophies, like the center of the book, is based on how the idea, how is our mindset helping us to become rich or not, improve our lives or not, depends. Everything is inside of our mindset, and that's the main topic in the whole book, all the time talking about the mindset. So when we are saying understanding the alchemist within, is we have the power inside of our mind to change any perspective. I can be feeling like really bad at this moment because the flickering that William has behind him, um, or I can decide like, okay, but I am able to have a conversation with you today, and I can have a joy because I am here back in the program, and I decide, and I can choose how I move, how I change the thinking and the perception and the perspective of everything that is happening inside of my head. So one of the topics that we really want to talk today about this understanding the alchemist within is when we understand that we can turn any adversity into an opportunity. And sometimes you're like, oh, I have been in even conferences, and I am speaking with a group of people, and when I tell them, okay, but that adversity is an opportunity. Oh, you have to tell me, Alejandro, because really this adversity is really bad. I don't like it. It's impossible that this can be an opportunity. And we can start to review. So
Yes.
tell me, William, in regards of that, what comes to your mind in regards of adversities that we can turn into opportunities?
Anything. The one that I don't know why it's coming to mind, but when I was in tech school in the Air Force, it someone had dropped the ball on getting my security clearance, and I'm leaving in a few days to go to my first duty station, and they come and tell me you don't have a clearance. And so one of my instructors was nice enough to actually push that through and go fight for me to get it done. And like I say, I don't know why that comes to mind, because I don't know how there was an opportunity in that, but I guess the opportunity was that this guy liked me enough to fight for me.
And really what we are saying with an opportunity is a chance for growth, and that's exactly what you are sharing here. There is a chance for growth for you.
And I didn't freak out. I just left it up to Creator to take care of it for me.
And there is something that I have seen that can help us also to understand this topic. For example, fears. When we have a big fear in an area, there is a big opportunity there. Like, we are born only with a couple of fears, like fear of like loud sounds, and you are somebody is screaming, the baby is going to start to freak out, and the second one is the fall down, and those are the only fears that we bring when we are coming as a babies. But we start to learn a lot of fears during the whole life, like, and a lot of things that happen to us, and things that we remember, maybe from or my parents or my our parents or our friends and people that is around us is telling us. So those fears are adversities for you, and that's what I want you to be thinking, like, what is that adversity that is affecting you? Because you can, if you are the alchemist within and you're the alchemist in your life, you have the opportunity to change that fear for an opportunity to grow, and an opportunity to learn, and an opportunity to improve. So that's why talking about this is really important. And even in the title, we said the say this thing gold, and we use the term gold, and that's every trial we can find an opportunity. We can find the gold that is inside of that difficult situation that we are going through, and it can be like, for example, I can tell you another thing that happened to me. My kid, when he was 2 years old, he had 85% of obstruction in his throat, and that was a big adversity for me. And it's like how I can help him to really start to breathe and eat better. He was eating and breathing with only the 15% of the capacity, and I started to look for ways to understand, and I went to doctors with my wife, and we were looking for a solution for him. Everybody, all the doctors were saying you need to do an operation, and what I found is an opportunity to learn about breathing, and how breathing is important, and how you need to close your mouth to really uh, improve your whole life and everything. And that's what I started to do with my kid, and I realized that the problem with my kid was myself. I was breathing bad, and he was learning from me. So even that situation that you can say like, oh, Alejandro, how that can be an opportunity, it was an opportunity because I learned how to breathe, and I could teach again how to breathe to my kid. So that's why really there is always gold inside of those situations that we don't know how, we don't know why, and we are not saying you have to ask you why, but start to understand what is the goal that is inside, and you are going to look for that.
How and what questions work really well for interfacing with the unconscious? How can this get better? What do I need to learn from this? These kinds of things.
So the challenge here for you, and that we want to tell you, is start to reflect on past challenges, things that you face or you are facing right now, or fears that you have. So how you can transform those challenges into gold, into opportunities to grow, opportunities to become better. So that's the first part of the program.
And then the power of optimism, which is where those how and what questions can come in really handy.
And here what we are talking is optimistic thinking, how we can change our reality. If I am stressed, and we talk a lot about the, well, I like to talk about the map of consciousness and how that can help me to connect. So if I am really happy and I am in that level with where everything is, let's say something easier to understand, maybe encouraged, and I am encouraged and I feel empowered, and I am talking all the time that I am empowered because everything that, even the challenges that I have, they become an opportunity to learn and to grow and to become better. That part of being in that mindset of I have the courage to do it even with fear, but I will do it. I will start to bring opportunities. I will start to see things even from nothing. And I can have another challenge and be like, okay, this is another opportunity. This is great because I am in that mindset and I am in that consciousness. But if I move to another level of, no, today I am in fear. Like when I am fear, I have anxious. I am feeling anxiety. So what is happening with anxiety is, oh no, what is going to happen with me in the future? I don't know what I'm going to do. What I'm saying is that when I am in fear, I am becoming every time like smaller. And what we are saying, when we start to harness the power of optimism, what we are saying is be in the level of courage, be in the level of love, in the level of like levels that are you are expanding, and it's like I don't know where, and even the how I don't understand the how, but something is going to happen, and I know that something great is going to happen. So I am I am here, and I continue to work, and I am with that mindset. That is going to start to shape your reality.
Yes, indeed. And that's a thing to remember is the how and what questions to the unconscious. I don't need the answers. I'm asking my unconscious to solve this challenge for me. So therefore, I can, and that's the nice thing is I've had many opportunities, and that I've said, okay, how is this going to happen? Blah 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 blah, and turn it over to my unconscious and walk away and do the next right thing.
Mm. No, and that's really important because at the end there is, last week I had a conversation with somebody that I was coaching, and really that was the question, like, okay, how I send that information to the universe or to God or consciousness. One of the best times that you can do that is when you're going to sleep. Start to imagine, but not connect with the idea of, oh, I am feeling so sorry that I have this problem. This situation is so bad that I don't know what to do, and I am so exhausted about the situation. Please, God, give me a solution. No, if you do that at the end, what is happening? You are connecting from a fear zone, and that is the solution is not there. You have to be in the optimistic side. You have to be in the expanding side. You have to be in the side of at least of courage. Of I have some fear, but I know that there is a solution. When you are in that position and you start to pray, you are like, okay, I know that there is a solution. I don't know it right now, but there is a solution, and I want to start to create like what is. You can even imagine what is that solution. Start to think like, oh, what I would like from this solution is, and you start to create your own solution. Oh, I would like to have that $1 million that I am missing, and I want to do all these things when I have this solved. So you are in that expansion and in this creative mode where you can start to change your reality.
Exactly.
And the idea here is, once again, to ask you what the encouragement is, start to think how to have this optimistic mindset, and think about a moment that you didn't know, but you keep being optimistic. It can be at school, it can be at work, something that happened at work, it can be something in your marriage. I don't know. Think a situation, but what happened when you were optimistic? Like, I don't know how, but solutions started to come. You know what? What happened is your optimistic mindset started to attract and create the reality that you really wanted.
Absolutely. It's easier than we think, really.
And the third part,
Resilience. So, one of the definitions of success I've seen is getting up one more time than you fall down.
hmm,
Resilience in action, right there.
and we're going to mix everything with this one, with resilience. What we are talking is, again, resilience is key to turning challenges into growth opportunities. Step, you step up again, and you wake up and you start to do the thing that you had to do one more time. That is like, okay, that opportunity, and you are transforming. Like, okay, I don't know how, but I have to stand up and I am going to find the solution. I don't know how, but I will recover from this, and I will understand even this difficulty that I don't see, or this setback. I am going to create it as an opportunity, a growth opportunity. So the practice, what we are saying here is we need to practice optimism and foster resilience. That's part, like, okay, being optimistic doesn't mean that you don't have problems. It means that you have problems, but you are transforming them in the meanwhile. And resilience is that meanwhile, like the time until you have the real solution. And that's why building resilience is important, because it's like, oh, I don't see the results. I have been praying, I have been doing all the things that Alejandro and William are telling me, but nothing is happening. That's part of the resilience of you keep working and working on yourself, in your mindset, in everything, and changing your reality. And that's the key for everything.
And a space that I've been in multiple times as an energy worker who is my own best client, working for years on myself and going, why is this not working? And I've reached the point where I can see it working now. But we're talking years where I was in between, just taking one more step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step and ends with one more. And so I listened to my guides, my intuition, whatever, just take one more step, do one more thing, do the next right thing. And so sometimes optimism, what is it? One of the best pictures I've seen is of the crane with the frog in its mouth, and the frog has its arms out and is choking the crane. I mean, sometimes that's the optimism that we're talking about, is this will get better somehow.
Yes, exactly. So we're almost at the end of the program. Quickly, as a conclusion and action steps, we always love to do that. The first one is adopt a daily affirmation practice, something that you can say to yourself, and it can be even like, Alejandro, I love you. And you say that like directly to the mirror, and it can be as simple as that, or you can start to do something more profound, like, okay, that challenge that I have, there is a solution. I don't see it, but there is a solution. And you start to practice that affirmation, that is going to change everything.
Absolutely. And reflective journaling. Put your thoughts, feelings, and experiences down, especially when you're facing challenges, because getting it out of here and in onto a medium where I can see it helps a lot.
Practicing mindfulness, we are talking about meditation or only breathing, but deep breathing, something that you can do to really stay focused and manage the stress that you have.
And reframing challenges. One of the places where I had to start was using the word challenge instead of problem. And that's important because a challenge can be solved. A problem, as we have built up in our mind, is unsolvable. So just remember, things are challenges, which means they have solutions.
And reframing everything at the end, there is an opportunity, and it's like maybe I don't see it, but there is always an opportunity. And the reason you have that challenge in your life, it's because you are able to fix it and you are able to grow with that. It's not because I have it. Everybody has a problem, everybody has a solution. So change the problem to a challenge and start to see the solution. So thank you, William. Thank you, everyone, for today. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. The Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and live it. Thank you, William. Thank you all.
Bye.